Hi YouTube and welcome back. Game day cards in NHL 24 are out. We have 10 new cards and 5 games on January 27th, Saturday's showdown. This time the cards will go up by 1 in the overall for every single block shot they have in the game. So today I want to go and look at the stats from the previous games and see if there are any hidden gems from this week. So without losing any time, let's jump into the video to have a look at the stats and the cards in general. So all cards are 84 overall. So the first one is Thomas Chabot from Ottawa Senators. I don't think any of these cards are really useful in the game as far as you're not just starting or you're no money spent, but in general, an 84 overall left-handed defenseman. If we look at his stats from the previous games, then we can see he's averaging 1 blocked shot per game. He did had some 2 blocked shots for the game and also 3, but really nothing's major. So in average, this guy is only blocking 1 shot a game, so we can probably only expect him go up by 1 in the overall. So if he does have 1 blocked shot, then probably he will be around 85, maximum 86. Next one is Nick Bonino from New York Rangers. Another center. You probably would not use him in the center, you probably would use him in a wing. I personally would not use him at all because I just think there are much better 84 overall cards out there. But if you are a Rangers fan or building a all-time Rangers squad, then he probably could fit quite well. If we looked at his stats from the previous games, then we can see again he's averaging around 1 block shot per game. We had some 2, 1, 1, and in January 14 he even had a game where he blocked 4 shots. To be fair, I don't expect him to have more than 2 block shots per game, and if that happens, then I would say he's probably on around 86 overall. Other than that, he probably would not be the best investment. The next one is Kylan Guchel from Montreal Canadiens. Left-handed defenseman, quite big guy to be honest considering his age. If you look at his stats, then the last game he had 2 block shots, the game before he had 0, then he had 4, 4, 4, 1, 4, and also he had a game on January 11 where he ended the game with the 10 block shots. This guy is probably getting around 3 block shots in average per game, maybe even 4. So if you pull him in a pack, there is a good possibility that this guy will be an 87, 88 overall for sure. The next one is Tyler Myers from Vancouver Canucks. Right-hand defenseman, really big guy. Would love this guy to actually go up in overall so much because it's a perfect right-handed defenseman we all need in the game, and can you imagine he's around 90 overall, and if you are just a no money spend, then this is a perfect card for you. So if you look at his previous games, and the game against the St. Louis Blues where they lost, he also had 3 blocked shots. The game before against the Chicago was 1, Toronto 5, then Arizona 1, where Columbus Blue Jackets 4. So this guy is averaging quite a lot of blocked shots. I would probably say that he's averaging around 3 blocked shots per game. So from 84, he possibly can go up to the 87, maybe even 88. I think it's a good investment if you want to have one. The next one will be Christopher Tanev from Calgary Flames, another right-handed defenseman. And obviously we will see more defensemen in this event because this is all about how many shots they are blocking per game. This is another great example where I think this guy can go up in the overall quite a lot. Last game 4 blocked shots. The game before that he had 0 blocked shots, even considering that his ice time was 23 minutes and 20 seconds. Quite impressive, but not to see a single point, not a single stat was quite sad. Then the game before that against the Toronto, there was 1, and then against Arizona was 2, and then we also against Golden Knights 3. We had a game against Arizona on January 12 where he had 9 blocked shots. Can he repeat it again? Hopefully, because that would be awesome. Can you imagine he actually had a 9 blocked shot night? The next one is Noel Seharif. As you can see, the stats are really mid, but again, I will repeat myself, we are not really using these cards in actual game as far as they don't go up, I don't know, let's say to the 90s. But other than that, they're really solid fodder. If you look at his stats from the previous games, the last game was 2 blocked shots, then there was 1, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3. I think in average he's probably having around 1 or 2 blocked shots per game, so I would not really invest in this card, but if you pull him in the pack, there is a possibility he becomes from 84 to an 86. The next one is Dylan DeMelo from Winnipeg Jets. Another super cool card, right-handed defenseman. We really love the defensemen in this event, and hopefully they all had a lot of block shots because the more defensemen we have in the game, the more variety we can actually have. If you look at the previous game stats, then the last game he had 1 blocked shot, then he was 0, 2, 1, 3, 3, 3, 2. In average, probably I would say around 2 block shots per game, so another 86 possibility, maybe 87 if he had a good night. The next one will be Simon Benoit from Toronto Maple Leafs. Quite a big left-handed defenseman. The stats from the previous games will be 1, 2, 0, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3. So I probably would say no more than 2 blocked shots per game. So again, probably not the best investment, to be honest. Again, if you're a Maple Leafs fan and you will be watching the game, then why not grab yourself a card just to make it a little bit more entertaining, because it's always fun to grab a card and actually watch a game and see how his performance is affecting what the card could go up in the overall in the actual video game we play every single day. But as an investment, I probably will not go and buy him. The next one is Eric Goodbrasson from Columbus Blue Jackets. How many right-handed defensemen are they giving us in this event? Can you imagine if all of them go up? I really would love it. So the last game 2, then 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 5. So I would probably say in average is around 2-3 block shots per game. So possibly this guy will end up being an 87 overall right-handed defenseman. If we go back and look at his stats, he's a quite big guy, and if you're a Columbus Blue Jackets fan, then why not grab yourself a card? And then we have Jared Dindori from Chicago Blackhawks. Another left-handed defenseman. Obviously, I keep repeating, pretty much all of the cards are defensemen. If you look at the stats, then the last game he had 0 block shots, then 2, 2, 1, 4, 3. So I probably would say 2 block shots in a game. That's the average he's having. So yes, he possibly could have, let's say, an 86 overall card after the game, but I probably, again, if you're not a fan of the team, I would not really go and invest in the card. So as you can see in the stats, there are around 3 cards I probably would say are worth investing. One of them will be Kaiden Kuhl from Montreal Canadiens, because he's averaging quite a lot of blocked shots per game. Tyler Myers is also a very good shot. Obviously, I would love this card to go up in overall a lot because of his size. He would be a really solid right-handed defenseman for the people who are just starting out the game. Already at the 84 overall, he has slapshot power 91 and wrist shot power 90. I know slapshot accuracy and wrist shot accuracy is only 76, but as a budget card, I think it would be really great. And if you can pick it up in the auction house for, let's say, quite a cheap value, then this is a perfect investment. And the last one will be Christopher Tanev from Flames. Another good card, and I think he could actually go up to an 87 because he's averaging quite a lot of block shots every single game. As every time, I don't really suggest you go and make these cards because now you need 12 collectibles to make every single one. And to make 12 collectibles, it will cost you quite a lot. The easiest way would be you basically are exchanging 188 to 184. And like I said, I don't really suggest you go and make the collectibles because it just costs a lot. You can make the sets cheaper. For example, if you trade in 186, you get 4 collectibles. But again, I don't really suggest it. None of these cards will go up in the overall so much as far as they, I don't know, have the perfect night like Tanev, for example, back in January 12 when he had a 9 block shot game. So then yes, it's actually worth it, but other than that, I probably would try to go and buy the cards instead of making. For example, Shabbat goes around 18k because I don't think he will have a lot of block shots, so the maximum we can expect for this card to go up would be an 85. That's why he's so cheap. If you're the fan of the team and you will watch the game, then 100% maybe go and grab it because it just makes the actual experience of watching the game much more enjoyable. Other than that, I don't really think that it's worth for you spending 18k for an 85 only card. For example, this would be a really good investment because you could buy yourself an 84 overall card for around 20k. Like I did mention, I'm looking at these cards more as a fodder for a power-up collectibles, not than actually using them. So let's say I'm spending around 20k of buying an 84 overall card. If the card goes up, let's have a look how much actually coins I could make out of these cards. The cheapest 87 overall card currently in the auction house is 37.7k. Let's say you spend around 20 on the card I just talked about, you can actually make some coins. It's a big investment, but if you're looking for easy way of making coins, I think the game day cards is a very safe bet. Obviously, you never know, things may happen, the guys can get injured or I don't know, healthy scratch, everything can happen. But if you're bored in the game and want to find some interesting ways of investing and trying to make some coins just for an easy fodder, then the game day cards are the way to go. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Like I mentioned before, this is a very easy way of making some coins. There obviously are risks because you never know what can happen, but I think there are 3 cards which I believe will have around 3 block shots per game, so they possibly will go up to an 87 overall. If you can grab them around 20k, it's, in my opinion, it's a W because you will end up making around 10k on each card. If you want to make some easy coins, then there are no better way of doing like I just suggested. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comment sections below. Are you going and making any of these cards, or you go and buy any of these cards? And what do you think about the game day cards in general? Hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a good one and see you on the ice.